Hi guys, welcome back. This video is a tour of what's in my iPhone in 2020. And as you can see, the iPhone that I'm currently using is the iPhone 11, which is the product red variant, and it's the base 64GB variant. So let's not waste any time, and let's take a look. This is the lock screen, and when you slide it open, the home screen is basically very simple because there isn't any customization options for the iPhone, and what I have here is a 3-screen setup where 2 screens have the apps, in which the second app screen is arranged mostly in folders, while the first one is more of a colorful look. And this is the third screen I was talking, which is the widget screen, and here I keep all the stuff I need for a quick glance, and in that, the most important one is the battery widget because it helps me to keep a track of the battery percent of all my Apple devices. And after that, there is the Up Next widget followed by Siri app suggestion, which is actually the apps that I use on regular basis. Then there is the weather widget, and also I have the stock widget to keep track of some of the stocks I follow. And the final widget is the activity widget. It's all the stuff I need to check at a quick glance. And now let's move to the apps page, and in the first page, the first app in the first row is the FaceTime, which I don't use on a daily basis, but still I do use it maybe twice a week. The second app in the first row is the calendar app, which is very important, and the best part of this app is that it shows the date in the icon, which is great. The app is clean and I do like it for that. The next app is the native photos app in iOS, which is again well sorted and it works well. And right next to it is the camera app. Now usually iOS camera app is very basic and this one is also the same, but now we do get a bit more options than before. So now to the second row, and here I have one of my most important app, which is the stock mail app. I use it to keep track of my iCloud mail and also my main Gmail. Then right next to it is the clock app, which actually works great because I do have multiple time zones and also multiple alarms, and even there is a stopwatch and timer available here. So it's all in one app, which is good. Now the next one is the first folder I have, and it's called navigation because inside the folder the apps I have is Google Maps, which is a great maps app, and the second one is Apple Maps, which is not a very useful one, at least for me. And the last app in this row is the stock weather app. This app is also clean and works well, so I'm happy with it, and I never thought of downloading a third-party one. And same is the case for the first app in the next row, which is the reminders app. This app is now redesigned and it's a lot better than the old one. And after that, I got the stock notes app, which I basically use to take notes that are very important. And after that, I have the App Store, which is to check for new apps or updates, and that is followed by the Settings app, which is again very important because everything about the phone is controlled through this. And now moving to the fourth row, well, all the apps that you see here and the ones to follow are very important ones and also the ones I use a lot. And the first one in that is Google Chrome, which is very important because I do have an Android phone, and here with this I can do cross-platform browsing. And that's the same with the next app, which is the Google app. This does sync in well with my browsing history and news updates, and this app is very important too. And after that, the next one is Gmail, which is also a Google app, and the reason I have this is because I do have 2 Gmail accounts, and this app works well if you have multiple Gmail accounts. And the last one in this row is Instagram, which majority are very familiar with, and basically I use it to upload contents regarding our videos, and also if you want to follow me there, well, the link for that will be in the description section below. And now to the second last row, and here the first app is the activity app, which is here because I do have an Apple Watch and it's to keep track of the activities. And following that is another health related app, which is MyFitnessPal, and I use it to keep track of my calorie intake. The next app is a podcast app, which is called PocketCast, and this is a paid app, but it does work great and it has a clean interface. Well, Apple Stock Podcast is also good, but I like this better. And right next to it is Twitter, in which I'm not at all active, and the main reason this app is here is because I like to keep track of the Twitter posts from the people I follow. And now in the last row, the first app is Google Keep, which is Google's Notes app, and I use it to do my scripting for the videos. It's very simple and again works in multiple platforms, and therefore it's a great one for me. And right next to it is YouTube Studio and YouTube app, which is the most important apps for me because YouTube Studio is to keep track of my YouTube channel and YouTube is to watch videos. And the last one here is WhatsApp, which is basically used for chats and WhatsApp calls. Now the dock here has 4 apps, which are the ones I need the most and also the ones I need to quickly access, and obviously it's the phone app for calls, and then I got Safari, which is Apple's stock browser, and the reason I have it here is because it's much better than Chrome in iOS. And the next one is Messages, which is just to receive important text message and also for iMessage. And the last app is Apple Music, which I'm subscribed to, and this is one app I use a lot every day. So now to the next screen, which is a bit more organized because I have kept majority of the apps in folders. And here let's start from the first row, and the first folder is named Productivity, and that name was not given by me but was chosen by iOS. And the apps inside are iTunes U, which I rarely use, followed by Pages, which is Apple's alternative to Microsoft Office. And actually it works well, and I do use it because of Apple ecosystem, and same is the case with Numbers, which is a spreadsheet app. The next app is iMovies, which is not a great app, but I use it occasionally if I want to make a quick video. And finally, I have Google Drive, which again is very important because I do save a lot of stuff in here, which I can access both from the iPhone as well as from my Android phone. The next folder is called Extras, and the apps here are the ones I use very rarely, and they are the Contacts app, Tips, which is unnecessary, followed by Speed Test, which is to check internet speed, and after that there is Shazam, which I use once in a while to find out a song, and after that there is Paytm, which I basically use to pay electricity bill, and then I have OLX, which is also used rarely, and it's just to sell stuff after reviewing. And after that there is Office Lens, which is a great scanning app, and I feel it works better than the stock document scanner inbuilt in the Notes app. And the next app is Air Canada, which is to keep track of trips, and then I have the Watch app to keep sync of my Apple Watch. And the last tab I have here is Google Home, which was just used once to set my Google Home Mini. The next folder is called Utilities, which again is not set by me, but it's basically just Apple stock apps, which are actually good ones like Voice Memos, Compass, Measure, which is a handy app for AR measurement, and then there is Calculator, which is also a needed app, and after that there is Stocks, followed by Home, which I never use, and same is the case with Find My and Shortcuts. I basically don't use the last three, and also the last one in this folder, which is called Files, is also not a great app. The next folder is a good one, and it's Wallpapers. I use just these two apps for my wallpapers, and the wallpaper I have set now is also from one of these apps, which is Wally. Both of them are good apps, but I like Wally a bit more because of a lot of geometric wallpapers. The next folder is also important, and it's the News folder, where Google News and Daily Hunt is to keep track of daily news update, and CricBuzz is for keeping track of live cricket scores and also cricket updates. And the last one here, in short, is actually to get good and brief news updates. And now to the next folder, which is called Shopping, and it's because it has the Apple Store app, Flipkart and Amazon, which are all apps used to make online purchases. And after that, there is Book My Show, which is for booking movie tickets, and then there is Vodafone to recharge my phone, and then Swiggy is used to make food orders, and I do like it a lot because it's a good service and there are plenty of deals too. And finally, Tata Sky is to recharge my Tata Sky setup box. The next folder is called Finance, which has my banking apps and also Apple Wallet and Google Pay. Then there is Photo Edits folder, which is a very important one because most of the photos and thumbnails are made using the first two apps in here. And they are Adobe Spark Post, which is a great one for YouTube thumbnail, and also to tweak the photos, I use Adobe Lightroom. Both are great apps and is very useful for me. Now Snapseed is also a photo editor, but I rarely use it, and same is the case with Layout, which is for creating collages. And about Pixelmator and Clips, again I rarely use them. And same is the case with the next folder, which is called Books, because I have two ebooks apps, which are Kindle and Apple Books, and there is also Audible, which is for audiobooks. The next folder is Videos, and as the name suggests, it has video apps, which are Netflix, and then there is Hotstar, which I mostly use for watching live cricket, and then there is Amazon Prime Videos, followed by iTunes Store, which I sometimes use to buy movies, and finally I've got Apple TV app, which I'm subscribed to, but sadly the show I like the most, which is See, its first season is done, and I'm just waiting for the next one. And the last folder I have is called Music, and it has Spotify and Amazon Music, which are in folders because, as I said before, I'm subscribed to Apple Music, and therefore these are not used on daily basis. And finally, the apps here which are not in folders are Google Calendar, followed by Apple's Stock Podcast app, which is also a good podcast app, followed by Apple Health, which is to keep track of all my daily activities, and then there is Google Translate, and finally the last one is Facebook Pages. We do have a Facebook page called TBC Videos, and we do post there too, and if you want to follow us in that, well, a link for that will be in the description section below. So that's it. These are all the apps I have in my iPhone, and these are the apps I use. Now there isn't any games installed because I don't play mobile games much, and also I didn't find Apple Arcade to be that good for a subscription service, at least as of now. Well, this phone is a 64GB variant, but still there is plenty of space left, and if you're a person who is confused about which variant you should buy, well, if your use is similar to me, then 64GB is to an extent fine. And also before you go, I do use an Android phone too, and if in case you want to see a video about that, which is what's in my Android phone, please let me know about that in the comment section below. And also if you like this video, please do hit the like button, and also please don't forget to subscribe. See you again in the next one. Till then, bye.